Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Series Strategy Game, and we are returning to Let's Play of War in the West, and I have been doing a lot of work in the meantime in between episodes. So I have set up all of our armies here for our invasion of Germany. I'm not sure whether that is going to happen, because if we look at the withdrawal schedule over here, one thing that you can see in this very long and appealing list is that in the first turn of March 1944, so in about a month, a lot of our naval task forces here are going to withdraw. That is affecting 3 of our task forces, and that is a bit of an issue because these guys over here, if we don't have them, I'm not sure whether we can do an attack then. We're going to get some further troops, some other task forces, some other naval task forces the turn before, which is lovely, but that just doesn't help us quite as much, I think. So we do need to be a little bit careful about what we do. We do need some time for these guys here to start gathering their preparation. And for now, that just the weather just doesn't seem right for me. So I'm not sure whether we're going to be able to do that in February still. I mean, there's still lots and lots of snow, so I definitely don't want to attack in these conditions. But at least we have set up all of these units here, and I'm going to talk about how exactly they're going to work when we do get a little bit closer to the invasion. That being said, what we're doing is we are sending 2 of these units actually to the Mediterranean. I know some of you have said, well, we need to transfer units from the Mediterranean towards the United Kingdom, but I don't think that's quite required. I think these troops here, they're fairly weak, they're not full divisions, so I think they would be great down here in Italy to guard some of these flanks. Currently, we are using quite a lot of our infantry divisions over here to guard this very long line across Italy over here. Just due to the geography, we were able to advance over here quite rapidly, but not so much here on the right flank. So we do have this very long extended front line that we do need to guard. And I think some of these weak units here are perfectly fine in doing that, but we definitely simply do need a little bit more of that, and that would free up some divisions that we could send up, because we are doing fairly great over here, I think. I've compared that with the historical advance, and this is basically a little bit resembling the Gothic line situation, and that was the beginning of the fights in around August 1944, so basically we are pretty much half a year ahead of time over here in regards to our front line. Only the Germans do have a little bit more of a bulge down here, but I don't mind actually too much, because we are almost encircling them over here. In fact, we're only 3 hexes shy of having them cut off completely, which would really be nice, because that would enable us to, well, basically encircle a lot more units down here, and that would certainly be very welcome. 55 Panthers over here. That's going to be a tough fight. I've also rearranged these units here a little bit. I've created a couple of the specialized brigades that must be around somewhere. So, for example here, the Special Service Brigade, these guys were previously part of these little support brigades that were assigned to some various other units. So these guys are now around. The same here with the Tabor Gooms, Free French Mountain Regiment. So these guys are now around. We will send them down here as well to basically guard on these flanks. So that should be fine. And I do think we are going to be ready to do another armored brigade somewhere over here. But yeah, lots and lots of changes over here. We've got the Polish troops that are going to arrive here as well. So I think that's all going to be very nice indeed. And yeah, let's see what the Germans are going to do. We have advanced pretty nicely over here towards Bologna, so I'm really intrigued about that. And I'm really intrigued about what they're going to do down here. So yeah, let's see what the Germans are going to do. Because I wanted to actually experience that together with you and see whether we are gonna see any German counterattacks over here. We've not encircled everything immediately this time around, but I found this situation here very promising. With this sort of double push over here, we've come through these mountain hexes, so maybe we can strike on towards Ravenna, cut them all off. That would be fantastic. Or even do a minor encirclement down there. I think that would be lovely. Lots of casualties here being taken by the Germans. I really wonder where they are all going. Let's see. Let's first see what they're going to do on the ground. I'm really intrigued. This one I'm very concerned about because, well, there's heavy mud here, and I think that is going to give us some good benefits. Okay, first attack over here. They are attacking us, our tank units here. We're losing 20 tanks. They're losing considerably less troops. That's not necessarily great, but we are holding the line over here, so that's nice at least. Will they attack again? They probably might. They do have very strong troops down here. Well, isn't that interesting? They seem to have completely evacuated from down here. That's a bit of a shame. I was thinking that maybe we could strike there with some more power. But, oh no, they are shifting troops in there. And what is very nice to see is that they are actually sending some of these SS troops in there. Because these guys are obviously kind of strong, so yeah, if we could get rid of those, that would be fantastic. Yeah, and overall it seems like we still have a bit of a gap here, so that is very nice indeed. Right, good. Still very close to Bologna. Let's have a look at what's going on. We're losing quite a couple of troops here to attrition and stuff. But yeah, okay, so they have pulled back a little bit over here. But interestingly enough, they have evacuated both Foligno, which is going to render us quite a couple of supplies, or at least steal that from the Germans. And we're going to get into Perugia as well, which is going to be lovely. They've also evacuated from here, so that means this rail line here is now operating perfectly fine, and that's good to see. And they're not actually that strong here in these hexes. They do have some troops kicking around over here, including a Jäger division that we haven't seen yet. Full infantry division over here. Most of this Panzer Grenadier division with its Panthers and Tigers. Another very, very strong formation of tanks over here. But it's interesting that they are over there, not anywhere else. There is good weather conditions over here actually, so that's nice to see. These guys aren't too strong. These guys are kind of strong though. Yeah, more Panzer Grenadiers and Fallschirmjägers. These guys are pretty tough. But yeah, I think we definitely can push up the front line here a little bit, shorten it, make some use of that basically. So that's good to see. Troops over here relatively weak, I would say, even though they have a lot of Panthers. Couple of weaker forces over here, just an infantry division, just one infantry division. We could likewise try to just push through here. I mean, this is rough terrain and everything, but if we could push through here, that'd be fantastic. They don't actually have that much over here in the north towards Bologna. They have a very strong Fallschirmjäger position over here, but I think it's mostly benefiting from very tough terrain over here. Yeah, it's only 1/3 of an Fallschirmjäger division, and this is pretty strong terrain, so I think that's mostly what that is about. Interestingly, Bologna isn't that well defended either. It's just a security regiment. Schmalz Panzer Grenadier. I think that we've seen these guys before. And these guys are actually Eastern Front units that we could potentially kick out. So yeah, I think we might have some chances here to develop this further. That's very nice. One thing I wanted to show you is that all of these units that we've basically killed, they are reforming over here in Poland, and they've definitely taken a lot of casualties. I mean, just look at all of these units here that they have, and if we do look at, let's say, the manpower pool, we should see that the Germans definitely did lost quite a bit over here. So I don't think they are gaining that much. I think they are basically nearly at zero there, so that's definitely lovely to see. I mean, yes, the overall troops that they are fielding is somewhat stable, but I do think that we're very close to breaking them. And if we could do a major encirclement down here, that would most definitely be very welcome over there. Right, let's briefly check our supply situation. So we do have some freight over here, but it's very little. It's only about 1,000. That's peculiar. I wonder why that is. You are trying to repair the port. I do think we need to repair the rail yard as well. Pescara over here. Why are you yellow? I've never seen an airbase being yellow. We've got quite a bit of stuff stored over here. Yeah, and we're really not sending that much on this rail line, so that's a bit of an issue. We are definitely sending stuff from Neapolis to Rome, though. That's alright. And are we sending stuff further onwards? I I think we must be receiving some supply over here. Well, I mean, that's pretty decent. That's 20,000 supply that we have received over here, so that's already being distributed forward. That's good to see. Yeah, I like it. Good. You know what? I'm gonna set up the air attacks over here, and you guys can rejoin me afterwards. Right then, here we are back, and it took me almost a day to set this up because a lot of things have happened, and we've received, I think, about 26 air groups actually that I wanted to integrate. So yeah, things are a little bit more complicated, but let's see where we stand. So I would very much like to push in here into this mountain area a little bit. I don't think we're going to be able to overwhelm these Jaeger divisions, but I do think we have a decent chance of attacking here. But we've got very little in terms of reserves that we could push over here. I mean, even this area up here, we don't really have anyone that we could send out. There's no reserves over here, no fighting units. And just to get here, I think we can at most expect to gain 1 hex. And I think we'll be able to do that. But further than that is probably going to be quite difficult. So I don't think that's going to be viable. On the other hand, attacking Bologna itself, I don't think it's going to be viable either. And the reason for that is basically this guy over here. This infantry division, as you can see, we've got this little corridor over here. But to actually advance across this corridor means stepping into his zone of control, moving within his zone of control, stepping out, entering the next zone of control, and so forth, and so on. So we will not be able to advance up here very far unless we get rid of this guy. Getting rid of this guy, on the other hand, is going to be difficult because there's certain amounts of rivers, as you can see over here, and these guys are on the mountain, so basically very good defensive terrain. I don't think that's viable at all, but I do think if we get behind him a little bit, we might well be able to get rid of him and induce him to retreat. Even if we do get to Bologna, though, there are a couple of strong units over here. We've got the Fallschirmjäger division, we've got the Panzer Grenadier Brigade, and Bologna itself is city, so all of this is kind of difficult terrain to attack immediately. I think it's going to be more viable to try to advance through this valley over here onto Forli, and maybe get rid of some of these guys. That would also have the added benefit of just pushing in this front line a little bit and not extending our front line that we do need to cover, because we are seeing that we are slightly short on units over here. So let's see what we've got in terms of our air setup then. We've got, of course, the typical stuff that we have over here. So the naval patrols around Corsica, that's sort of the easy bit. We've got also some naval patrols off the coast of Rimini, mostly to get some air superiority in that vicinity. And then we're going to do some ground attacks here on these 4 units that are basically blocking our way. We don't have too much. We've got about 400 bombers that are going to come in, and some recon aircraft, so let's see whether that is going to work out. This time they are going to be escorted, but do we have more than that in terms of escorts? No, not really. You guys all set to rest. Yeah, that's fine then. And then we've got our guys over here, of course, some ground support, some direct ground support from the Desert Air Force over here and from Fighter Command over here. And then 12th Tactical Air Command. These guys should have a decent amount of planes, 660 planes. These guys are going to try to do some interdiction missions over here to basically prevent these guys here from getting out of this hex, and maybe even reduce their supply ability somewhat. I don't know whether that is going to be truly completely viable, but let's see at least whether we can do something around there. Right. We have good flying weather in Northern Europe, actually. And let's start by the 15th Air Force. You guys have a little bit of a problem because there's still not good flying weather over the Alps. Over here you can see there's still snowfall, so I don't want to cross the Alps. We've just attacked Wolkensdorf, so you should be able to see that the oil production over here has been pretty much dampened, so I don't think it's worthwhile flying another mission over there immediately. And that sort of limits our abilities, because over here in Romania there's also snow, so Plötzi airfields is not something that we can attack immediately. So really, we can't attack this Alpen foreland region, so these lower parts of the Alps on the other side of the Alps, because we need to fly through the snow, and I don't really want to do that. So basically it's only this sort of area that we can attack. There might be... It would have been tempting to actually attack the Wiener Neustadt area here. And you know what, if I see that, maybe I should at least ask you guys to fly around that a little bit. Right, the Wiener Neustadt area is heavy production of aircraft, especially the Bf-109s in various categories, but honestly, I don't think it's viable at all to attack these guys. These guys are producing 90 aircraft per turn, and even if we get to damage all of that, they must have built up so much of a reserves in terms of aircraft that I don't think it's viable at all. They're also producing quite a couple of them around the Leipzig area. There's Dresden, it must be around somewhere. Chemnitz, Leipzig? Are you Leipzig? Yeah. Yeah, you can see there's another 40 Bf-109 factories over here, so yeah, no, actually 70, so yeah, there's just no chance that we're going to disrupt their Bf-109 production, which is historically accurate, so yeah, let's not try to do that anyway. I think it would be basically a shame. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to attack just directly Vienna. It's not going to be a tempting target, but it's got some manpower, some heavy industry. We're just going to get some victory points here, but really nothing too crucial. Yeah, but that's that. On the other hand, we can fly over here in Northern Europe, and then we're going to make massive use out of that. Firstly, the Americans, these guys, are actually only tasked here to attack Brandenburg and Magdeburg, not on any of the other territories here. We just need to set it up this way because we are trying to attack in Magdeburg the synthetic fuel refinery there, but we don't want to attack the one in Zwickau because that is traditional fuel refining. So yeah, basically only the coal to fuel production plants in Magdeburg. Then very strongly the Stuck and Panzer Works over here, and in Brandenburg the vehicle factory there is, yeah, that definitely does need some more damage here. Just down to 4% damage. That's not acceptable. We're going to send 500 bombers here. These are mostly actually liberators. Comparatively few fortresses, so most of the fortresses here are set to rest because they lost a lot of morale flying over Merseburg last time. So yeah. Nevertheless, we did do some very good damage over here. Let's briefly just review that. So yeah, you can basically see Merseburg here at 98% damage, Bolin at 98, and Zeitz at 98 too. So yeah, basically all of these synthetic fuel refineries pretty much downed. And the second bombardment group did quite a bit of damage here in Blackhammer as well. It's not completely destroyed, but yeah, for the moment, functionally it is. So yeah, happy about that. Let's see what you guys are going to do, and then we've got the Bomber Command. You guys are somewhat flying out of your typical range, so the typical night fighter range or night bombing range here with the radar installations in this vicinity. We're going to fly a little bit beyond that to this area here. The reason for that is mostly because I've seen a lot of fighters being based down here around the Cologne area, which we did hit last time, so I don't want to do that. But I do want to see whether we can use our Royal Air Force fighter squadrons here in number 9, 12, 13 group to maybe get some action here on these areas. You know what, you guys could potentially go a little bit here to the north. I think that's fine. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, let's see whether we can cover them over here and shoot some of these guys down. That'd be lovely. We're also going to try to disrupt further our potential landing sites. I'm a little bit hesitant whether we're going to be able to do that because it's so late and just the ground just doesn't seem clear for that. But you guys do have about 100 planes, so it's not really that much. But you guys are going to try to disrupt their rail supplies. And the same here with the 2nd Tactical Royal Air Force Squadron. You guys are trying to, I think, attack mostly Dreux and Alencourt. No, not even that. What are you actually attacking? So rail yards are where? Oh, in Argentan, I think. Yeah. Rail yard 4. I would love to attack Amiens, but this does have very, very strong anti-air units. So yeah, I don't want to do that right now, especially with our ground flying units. So without further ado, let's see what we're going to get here with the air directives and whether we're going to do enough damage. I'm very happy about the damage that we've done to the oil factories, but yeah, we haven't really hit the German industry itself too much. We're losing quite a couple of units here, but mostly I think it's fine. Compared to the German losses, I'm actually relatively happy if these do stay somewhat similar. Although, of course, we are taking more operational losses here. Seems like we did a lot of damage here to them in the first couple of days, whereas the next couple of days are mostly operational losses from on our end. So, yeah, not great. But at least still, I'm going to be happy with this sort of combat ratio here. I think 3-2-2 is basically a good ratio for our side. Right, so Royal Air Force, you guys were doing night fighter missions. Wait a minute, so let's look at that again. Right, you guys were doing night fighter missions. You shot down quite a couple of Germans, so that's lovely to see. Lost one plane, shot down 14. For a relatively large number of sorties though, so but it's mostly okay. You guys did lose a couple of units here. Interesting. And you lost, as usual, Bomber Command is losing so many airplanes. 83 airplanes against 44 on the German side. It's harsh. I mean, these fights here are still enormous air battles. And it's interesting to see that they've got so many night fighters, actually. Yeah. Not much we can do about that, I think, but just try to disrupt them over time. Just try to wear them down. But how are you doing actually in terms of the damage that you're doing to the industry? Weapon factory pretty much damaged here. That's nice to see. Heavy industry, good amount of damage. Vehicle yards, some damage there. But it seems to be pretty spread out. So not too happy about that, honestly. Bomber Command really is one of our problem childs in this game, which is very different to the Hearts of Iron game that I was playing. Anyway, you guys here lost a couple of planes, not too many actually, just 8. Doing a lot of damage here on these rail yards. That's lovely to see, so yeah, you guys are doing fine over here. That's lovely to see. Don't like you're doing damage against the air power of the... Yeah, we do need more escorts here for our recon aircraft though. It's not too harsh, but still I don't like losing planes there. Right, 8th Air Force, you guys did have some more substantial losses over here. Some 60 airplanes lost against 37 of the Germans. And of these 37... Oh no, this is the 8th Air Force, yeah. Fine. Okay, yeah. Basically the Germans were actually only opposing us once, so all of these other things, basically no Germans around, and these are just operational losses and then the AA and stuff. But on the very first day here, we did encounter a group of 38 aircraft and we shot down 35 of those. That is tremendously good to see. The Mustangs and the Lightnings basically sharing the load over here. Mostly it's the Lightnings though. Interesting. Yeah, good amount of kills though. Very happy about that. Including quite a couple of very experienced pilots over here. Yeah, although these guys did escape us actually. So you can see how much of an impact experience has. But we're also starting to see some very inexperienced German pilots here. This group basically is completely chewed up. Even though they're coming in at a high altitude, and they've got the Fokker Wolves, which I consider the slightly better airplane. Yeah, but experience 49, 12 of 12 being shot down without any damage dealt. On the other hand, the guys with the two guys with the 93 experience here do get actually some kills. Do take one loss, but yeah, still. Okay, that's lovely, nice. How much damage did you do? Very good damage over here, very good damage. Yeah, I like to see that. These are the results that I'm looking for. Yeah, so again, the Americans doing much better than the Brits. Even though the loss ratio here could be slightly better. But yeah, so many losses due to operation and stuff. 9th Air Force, you guys didn't really take that many losses. Shot down a couple of Germans. Did damage what I asked you to damage. So yeah, I suppose that's fine. Good. 15th Air Force, how did your run on Vienna go? Actually not fantastically well in terms of losses. No, it's actually true. Not true. 27 losses against 24 of the Germans. I think that's okay. Some good damage here against the heavy industry. It's fine. It's gonna yield to some points, I believe. Right, and then everyone else here is just doing their thing. Quite a couple of Germans shot down here. 13 on our side, 24 on there. Nice. 5 to 18, good. 24 to 17. That's not as great, but still I think that's going to be okay because we are wearing them down over here over time. Yeah, the Spitfire 8 against the Bf-109s, but I think the U-4 does mean the... Isn't that the sort of weird long-range rocket? Can I show the loadouts over here? No, I can't. Yeah, I think you've got the weird loadouts though. Yeah, nevertheless, good to see that we are introducing some losses to them. Interesting to see that the second attack here, yeah, these are fucking wolves. So again, the better airplane here. And the third one, yeah, against a mixed group actually. Yeah, still, I still think this is a fine result for us. Right, and everything else I think is more or less irrelevant. Not quite. 12th Tactical Command. It's nice to see that you're not taking that many losses. Interdiction could honestly be better though. Yeah, that's not fantastic. That's actually pretty bad. And that Bomber Command, you guys not really taking any losses. Yeah, Germans did not come out to play this time around. Why did you go for interdiction here? I thought I specifically asked you to only do ground attack. Alright, that's fine. Good. Let's see where we stand in terms of our ground units, what we can do. So let's start out down here, because I definitely would like to... We can get rid of the A over here. Because I definitely would like to move in a little bit over here. We've got a base down here, so that is definitely something that we want to capture. So yeah, let's just go ahead over here. Nice. Good. I think I would like to swing you around a little bit and then just sort of bunny hop in this direction. We've got good level fortifications over here, so let's go there. Let's have you come here. So basically, you've got a nice line over here now. That's good to see, I think. So that does probably mean that you guys can go all the way up over here, and then we can have some ability here to move our troops forward, which I think is going to be alright. You guys are Panzer Grenadiers though, so I don't want to... You guys are Panzer Grenadiers and you guys are some sort of motorized division? Motorized brigade. Yeah, so probably we want to keep some troops around over here. That does mean I can move you up to over here though. Do I maybe want to bunny hop? No, I think it's fine. Yeah, let's get you over there. You might go here, I don't know yet. Right, and that does mean we can move up the motorized division here, or the, yeah, basically guys that we've motorized. So that's okay. We've now got you over here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab both of these units and I'm going to do a hasty attack over here. That's enough to drive them out. 3.9 against 1, that's actually more than enough, so that's good to see. Yeah, we did support that by some bombers, that's lovely to see. Right, you could move forward, or I could move forward the tanks. Now, what's going to be better? Well, you are nominally a little bit better. You've got some armoured brigades. This is rough terrain, this is clear terrain. You know what? I think we're going to move forward the infantry over here. Because you guys are potentially a little bit better over here. And you could assign a lot of guys over here. Let's actually assign this self-propelled artillery over here. Just to beef you up a little bit. And that is, I think, a very decent line. Down here, what I might actually want to do is just keep you over here. Keep you centrally, nice and central. Yeah, no point attacking any of these guys. Yeah, could maybe drive back these guys, but there's really no point. So yeah, I think that's alright. And then down here, you guys are fine where you are. We could try to push you out of this hex over here. Is there any point doing that though? I don't think there is. It would just be a relatively stupid move, I think. So, yeah, let's not actually do that. We've got a unit in here, so maybe what I'm going to do, well, certainly what I'm going to do is I'm going to move you up. Yeah, that's okay. Oh, we could actually attack over here. That would not be a bad attack, but we certainly just cannot come into that hex. We could make it our hex, but again, where's the point doing that? It might make it a little bit more difficult for these guys here to source supplies, but still they have got about 32,000 supplies down there, so yeah, just it's not going to work out for us that way, so that's okay, right. Let's move you up into here again, so that we've sort of almost meeting up there. That's alright, and then we do need someone over here, right? You guys got a couple of units that you are taking care of, which is okay, but I suppose we can move up this infantry division over here into here. Okay, fine. And then you guys, yeah, let's actually assign you towards the 13th Corps, so that you're sort of doing that pretty nicely. I know it's an American division under British command, I don't like to do that, but it's fine, I suppose. Right, and then we've got this city, so we can't push up any further than that. We could move you up, that's fine. We could potentially try to get our Canadian US Special Forces into over here. That might not be a terrible idea, but let's see how things go up here. We've got another mountain division up here. There's rough terrain, rough terrain, rough. There's no mountain territory anywhere over here. So I do think we want to push up over here, but I do think the most important push is going to be up here. You guys could support that attack on this flank here. That would work. We don't have that many units. We do need to free up some of these units as well, so we do need to send up some troops there. And I do think we've got another division that we could form somewhere over here. Yeah, the 23rd Armoured Brigade Group. You guys are in principle ready over here. The Special Service Brigade, you guys can also try to defend stuff somewhere over here. I suppose it would be fine to send you into the city of Pisa. Right, let's send you there first, and then what we can do is take you guys here, take you, and then convert this unit. That's fine. We're going to get you now. It's going to take a while for you to be able to move around, but we've got another division, well, brigade, that we can move about over here. So that's lovely. You guys are sort of in the wrong headquarter, but that's fine. Okay, you guys can not really go anywhere. Why are you so low on supplies? Are you sort of, yeah, you've got the wrong priority here. Let's make sure to bump that up. Right. So I think the next logical step is to try to advance into here, see how that is going to go. Now this is going to be a tough advance because I don't know just how much attack power we need. It's going to be across a river into rough terrain against some very strong divisions over here. Panzer Grenadier and part of Panzer Division. But let's see whether a hasty attack is going to be enough. 1.2, so yeah, not remotely enough. I could do a deliberate attack. Thing is, if that doesn't work, I'm going to have a hard time pulling these guys out to try and reinforce that attack from another angle. I could also try to do a hasty attack with all three. That would almost certainly work better, but we don't have anyone to try to exploit that in any fashion then. But I don't think that that attack is going to be enough. Some of these guys are a little bit worn down. Okay, let's try. Deliberate attack here by these guys. Yes, that's good. Routed actually and retreated. Lovely. Okay, so you guys are pretty much out of the picture now. That's very good to see. So that does allow you guys here to move up at least a little bit. How about anyone else here? You guys can't move up. You can actually move into here, and you could potentially push these guys back further. And if you could do that, how are our chances to actually move up with these guys here further than that? Maybe somewhere over here, maybe even there. That'd be lovely. So that we're just generally exerting more pressure in this vicinity. It's going to be tough. Right, you can actually come here as well, or here. I think here is the better choice, because we do need to try to push these guys out. Right, okay, let's actually have a look at the situation here on the left. So we've got these mountain brigade. These two are mountain brigades. I would like to push you up into this area up there. We've got a UK infantry division. I can't split you into any sort of other unit. I don't think we need too much over here, but we do definitely need some presence. So I'm going to move up the infantry. That's alright. Then we do have the tanks ready. Tanks can move out. The Indians can move out. Especially if we were to move, let's say, the paratroopers into the position of the Indians. That's fine. That does also safeguard the air base over there. No further units over here except the mountain divisions that would probably want to move out. You guys could move over here and then start attacking that way. But yeah, as you can see, one of the issues here is that we can't really move up into this vector here. It's just not viable as an attack plan. We've got the Polish troops, we've got the US troops. One of you does need to get over here. Okay, yeah, let's use the Americans. Let's try to get into the rear of these units and use them to retreat, and that should allow us to push forward here a little bit more aggressively next turn. Good, I like it. I like it. Yeah, and then the big question is going to be around here. If we can push back these guys and attack into there, that might allow us to position one troop over there. It wouldn't be a bad choice. Probably the Germans are going to occupy the mountains, but they're going to have a hard time coming through these valleys here if we can try to disrupt that. We could also try to get over here and just be ready to start pushing into here a little bit more. It would be fantastic, because if we can get rid of all of these guys, this is going to fall so much faster. Yeah, but I think in terms of the order at which we're going to do things, I think we do need to start over here. Okay, 4. You could attack over here as well, and that's basically the only units that we've got that have got any chance of attacking over here. You guys are just too weak to attack anywhere, really. So yeah, you're pretty much done. And these guys are the strongest units that we can move forward. And they've got 7 movement points. So they are the only ones for which I think they might just have a shot at going into any other hacks. On the other hand, if we moved you guys here and started to attack, the question is really whether we would get anywhere with an attack plan of 7. Right, I think it's better for you guys to move here. Okay, for you it's definitely gonna be better to move here. You guys, let's try to get over here. Let's try to get over here and let's try to push these guys back further. Nice, okay, that worked, good. This is probably not gonna work, but it just might. It does. Lovely. Okay, very good. So, 36 Infantry Division. Very happy about you guys over here. Does that allow us to move up any further? It does not. Well, that's a shame. I would have loved to be over here somewhere. Can we in fact move anyone up over here? No. That's such a shame. I would have thought that would be enough to move into here somewhere. Well, apparently not. So that would allow us to move over here though. How about if you guys... how about you? You can walk across mountains and stuff. Well, you can move into here, but it's going to be tough. So that's pretty much a no. Let's move up the headquarter unit here of these guys a little bit, so that at least you're close to these guys. Right, and then I think what we're going to do is we're going to try to pull this armored division over here and attack with you guys. It's just still not strong enough, is it? Well, you guys are around as well. Don't want to do a deliberate attack. We could, but I don't want to. That would take a lot of movement points here from these guys. And I'm suspecting that I need to attack into this direction here with you as well. So, yeah, that's just probably a no. Okay, let's get you over here as well. Okay, any chance of you expelling these guys? No, not at all. So that's alright. Good. Well, if that's the case, how about you guys attack over here? 11 against 5? Let's try it. Hasty attack over here. Just enough for these guys to be pushed back. Good, I like it. How about now? Okay, now you guys can get into these mountains. And actually, I think that would be a great chance for us to push back some of these guys here a little bit further even. And extend our range and just get a much broader front line over here. These are mountain troops, so yeah, it just feels right to sort of do that. These guys, curiously enough, are also mountain troops. Okay, you guys could advance, but it just wouldn't get us anywhere. How about our reserve over here? We could get over here, but yeah, again, not really enough. I'm not sure whether you're doing a zone of control thing. And if we pushed you back, maybe we would be able to advance further? I'm not sure though. Let's actually stay focused on this over here for a moment. So let's suppose what we do is we're going to attack with you and you. No, you've got more movement points. Okay, so let's try to attack with both of you here. Hasty attack? No, that's not anywhere close enough. Okay, maybe if all of you guys attacked? 12? That sounds a little bit more like it. They've got some fortifications there. It's not much though. Okay, let's try it. Hasty attack? No, that's a one-on-one. But their fortifications have come down here, so that is definitely good to see. I think if we attacked again, we might just be able to expel them. And we might be able to do that with 2 divisions. But I don't think I want to risk it. Let's do another hasty attack over here. And they are actually holding, so yeah, that just did not go as well as expected. Third attack then? Yeah, third one is a charm, so this time we are breaking them. Nice to see. Okay, let's see who we can move up any further than that. Right, you guys, you can actually come up, so that's nice to see. You also are based around these guys there. Right, up or down? Maybe up here? No, let's go down here. That's not enough to push it back, but how about the Indians then? Okay, the Indians, curiously enough, cannot advance. I think it's a thing here about the armor control. Right, let's get you up a little bit further as well, and let's do a hasty attack with you. That should be... No, it's not enough. And we are actually starting to take some losses over here. That's unfortunate then. Right, and you cannot advance into there. You could. That's great. How about here? You guys are fine. We basically had no infantry division left over here. And we do need to be mindful that we're not losing anything over here. Yeah, but we can't completely give that up anyway. Okay, we've got this armor division. You could potentially get into here, right? Rough terrain. Got someone to guard that. Okay, let's get you into here, and then we can pull these tanks up a little bit somewhere. Right, I suppose we can get over here. You guys are all alright, but we don't have any further troops to send up this way. Rough. Yeah, I'm thinking that we're probably going to try to exploit this area here a little bit stronger. Yeah, but we do need more troops. We've got basically no reserves here. Nope, sorry. You guys over here. Still no chance of moving you into there, right? Only basically if we got rid of these guys. Can't move you up either. We definitely have enough power to move you out, so that's great, yeah. How about now? Did that get rid of a zone of control? No, basically not. Okay, so that does mean you guys can try to attack here though. Good, yeah. 2.0 against 1, so just got them to retreat. Just, really not more than that, but still, that's good enough. Right, so that means you guys can sort of loop around there and at least start threatening these guys here. Well, if I could push you out first, that ought to be great. Yeah, okay, you guys can maybe should move into this direction so that we are starting to threaten this here. You're all part of this brigade anyway, so that's very lovely actually. Good, I like it. You guys could come to the north, but honestly, I'm sort of thinking of moving you just over here. And then next time around you probably are going to get a little bit further. It would be lovely to seal this off, but it's going to be a tough fight and it's going to require a lot of infantry. And we do need some infantry over here in this sector as well. Currently we are using our tanks here to hold the line and our fast infantry, which is not necessarily ideal, right? I would love to push you back here. How about you? You can move somewhere? No. You exhausted all of your movement points. The Italians are still around too. Well, it's curious to see that the Italians could actually make it over here. Okay, let's get the Italians into there. Yeah, you're a little bit wasted pretty much anywhere you go. You guys fine over here. I would love to bring up the Special Service Brigade into this area here. I think you'd be doing wonders in fighting in this area. So the big question is then, do we want to loop around over here and start attacking these guys and push them back further and potentially... Yeah, or do we do an attack over here? Can I do a deliberate one? No. We could pull back some of these units, but it would be nice to keep open that pathway over here. That's pretty much a no. I could of course try to motorize you and get you to the front line here a little bit faster at least. You are pretty much low on supplies though, so I don't want to do that necessarily. But at least you could get into this rough terrain and we could then attack these guys. Ooh, these are in the mountain actually, so yeah, definitely don't want to attack there. Okay, let's not attack here. That would just be a waste. Okay, so let's get you here. Let's attack into there. I think that should work. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, really screwed that up. It looks like we should be able to get them out of there. Well, we are in a good position for next time around though, so yeah, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you guys here to be motorized. Because it costs us 3 action points, but I think that's fine. For this one we're not going to retain the motorization, but we are going to move you into here. That's fine. That does mean we can move up the tanks. And can I move you over here? Well, do I want to move you over here is the better question. I think 2 attack points are not going to be enough to actually attack you there. So maybe what we want to do is rather stay a little bit in the rear for once. You know what? You guys cover that area. That's fine. Pretty happy with the defensive line over here. Except for you. Well, you could actually advance a little bit to the front here. And we could actually try to push back these guys here out of this rough terrain. And start circling around Bologna a little bit. Well, that's also an interesting proposition. Yeah, I don't think we can move down there. Thing is, if we were to move over here, that would certainly move us out of this focal attack point here. On the other hand, we might have some more flexibility if we attacked in both of these directions. Right, let's try to dislodge these guys. That's not going to work. Okay, fine. Fine. Let's try again. Such a shame. It really looks like we should be able to do that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, just took us a little bit more of a fight to try to do that, but that's fine. And you guys can move up there. That's fine. And I actually think I'm going to move you up here. Because this is just rough terrain. They could try to flank over here, but we'd be in a nice position to try and disrupt that next time around. Good, I like it. You guys are a little bit overloaded in terms of who you are controlling, so I'm going to set that up somewhat differently in between episodes. Don't want to do that on camera though, so let's actually move you here. And I think, yeah, we're going to allocate some units to you. That should be alright. And you guys are still fine, yeah, and probably just these troops here will not be part of your command anyway. Yeah, so that basically only leaves these guys here then. So we cannot move up into an area where you're making a lot of difference. So it would be tempting to try to go over here. We are so close to getting into a good fighting position and just close this off. So I don't want to waste that, but on the other hand, if we can close off all of them, including the area around Rimini, I think that would be the bigger blow to the German capability of fighting. Yeah, I'm not sure that we are going to be able to close this off either, because I mean, this is rough terrain, this is actually a mountain, so it's going to be very tough to actually break them over here and dislodge them from a mountain. That is going to be tough. So I think that is actually something that you guys here might want to do. That's you guys, right? So you've got very limited movement points, but maybe I can rail you over here. Yeah. Okay, let's try to do that. Let's get you over here. Let's get you off the train, and next time you'll be able to move into that direction. That's fine. That does work for me, right? Okay, so that's lovely. And then you guys, can you get over here, please? I can actually move you here. That's lovely to see. And then you can start to at least hold the line on some of these mountains. Yeah, I think that's fine. That's a nice allocation. Ultimately, you do need to come down here. But that's alright. Okay, you know what? You guys are obviously going to attack into here. Get the airfield. It's helpful. It's not a big thing, but it's helpful. Anywhere where we could try to push in? That's a no. No. Could try to attack these guys. Doesn't really get us anything though. Just a little bit better supply flow through this area. Which is something, come to think of it, but you can't move up. You can't move up. Yeah, but I can only attack from one direction. It would be lovely to get more supplies up here to the front, but no. So yeah, again, where to send you? Up over here so that we can try to push through more aggressively, or down here to try to solve that. You know what? I think we're going to go into the north over here with you. And that's fine. Good. I think that is going to be the rest of the end of the episode over here, because it's just way too long anyway. But I do think we're in a very good position over here. We did move them out just a tiny scooch, but it's also very difficult terrain. I think it's going to be the worst terrain is behind us, right? So there's still kind of a lot of mountains that they can use to block us in a little bit. But all in all, it seems to be fine. We are making good progress, so yeah, I really can't complain over here. Just one last check here. If I take both of you, yeah, you can't do a deliberate attack there. Yeah, and this is mountain, so I would have loved to kick them out over here. But yeah, to no avail. It's fine. I think they might, if they are withdrawing from that mountain, that'd be lovely, because that's just going to make it easier to advance onto Ravenna. Hope you enjoyed. Do let me know whether the episode was way too long for your liking, or whether it was still okay. Bye bye, guys.